The good, the bad, and the absolutely atrocious of the Soul vs Tectone debate. I ought to say this off rip. Soul supporters here are simply Soul's previous enjoyers or just Tectone haters that want to see him down and out. Tectone supporters here are simply, well, his community that will listen to whatever he says. Luckily, there are modern day scholars like me that can middleman this entire argument and explain to you why neither side is fully right or wrong. Nice to meet you. The name's Blazison. Pronouns, Phil/Ossifer, philosopher, Blazison the philosopher. And before we even go any further, it's cool to be passionate about things and there's nothing wrong with defending something, but when the thing you're defending drives your blood pressure through the roof, you need to cool it now. To watch out. Soul, just chill. In Tectone, I'm almost fully in support of Soul here because you're still just a racist, sexist, lesbian phobic bigot. So to you and your entire chat except Hayes 030, what's the 5th letter of the alphabet and the last letter of the alphabet? Got him. Now, to preface this, I do have the brain capacity to become a power scaler or theory crafter. I just don't have the seriousness to sit down, write notes, and perform rocket science level mathematics to come to the conclusion that Hu Tao is better than Toma because Hu Tao is funny and cute, or that Don Hung Imbibitor Lunae is worse than Bailu Imbibitor Lunae. These are games that you can play with your brain turned off, and they don't need a 40-minute long PowerPoint presentation to figure out how to progress in them. Though it's obvious that like any game out there are meta players that will exist who want to be the peak of performance. Oh yeah, get this. Tectone didn't know meta stood for most effective tactic available. LOL. Yo, that's so hilarious, guys. Tectone didn't know what meta meant, and he had the nerve to talk about it. Yeah, I most certainly knew what meta meant because I'm not a stupid bald head Jiggleheimer like him. What a noob. There are a couple things I just simply can't agree with in terms of how this entire quote-unquote debate went down. So with that extensive intro out of the way, let's take a look at the good, the bad, and the atrocious of this debate. I'm kidding. I'm too lazy to do a full deep dive, so I'll link Soul's livestream and I'll link Tectone's livestream. You can go watch either one. There honestly wasn't much good. This debate was an unstoppable force versus an immovable object, and as the paradox goes, neither side came out on top. You take an unfiltered memer and put them in a box with an unfiltered devout, and you're bound to have some problems arise. Whatever disingenuous level of respect that existed at the start was completely gone by the end. Whatever side you agree with, the fact remains that neither side was respectful of the other. Whether that's letting the conversation devolve into personal insults, crude jokes, or whatever, or it's downplaying the passion of your adversary, there was a very clear disconnect here and it was destined for failure. Because Tectone is an acronym for The Eggman Comes to Overtake New Ends. And that makes no sense at all, so I don't even know why I concluded that in this video, and it's probably gonna get edited out or not, and none of this is gonna get edited out either. Now, after that awkward pause, my mom made me mash my M&Ms. She sells seashells by the seashore. What am I even talking about? Listen, I am a satire channel. I'm no good at talking about serious things, so I plan to keep this video simple. Tectone has a much bigger platform than Soul does, so you should know better than to bring him on your stream knowing fully well that there was tension between you two. You know how your chat works, I know how your chat works, we all know how chat works. The way you treated Soul is the way that your community will as well. Even if it wasn't on purpose, there was definitely a lot of undermining how Soul felt, as well as diverting the topic. Intentional or not, this is a case of Soul's hot-headed passion for defending his friend and Genshin just being milked for content. Now, on the other hand, Soul, you're not safe either because you reciprocated the energy that Tectone gave you and turned it up 1,000-fold. You can't respond to a poor analogy with schoolyard insults. You get what you put in, and you were fueling the fire in a setting where you knew you were the underdog. Even if you get passionate about something, you need to keep yourself in line. You control your hot head. You don't let it control you. And with that short fuse, you definitely cross lines that should never be crossed, especially not over something so minuscule. You can't say a CC with only 6K subs isn't affecting Tectone. Even if it was only a single person, it's still, by definition, defamatory. And you can't discredit that just because you feel differently. Soul defended his friend and his point of view. Tectone defended himself. Can you really be mad at either of them? There is nobody here in the right or the wrong. As content creators, you both succeeded in getting content, but as people, I think there was failure on both parts, and hopefully Flip is recovering well. Be mad at Tect Idiot because he said Esdeath is better than Artorio, which is just one of the most idiotic, brain dead, and special educated takes I've ever heard, and anybody that agrees is an actual AI generated human being. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying so hard to stay serious, but it is not working out. Where I'm from, we settle disagreements in two ways: violence and then respect. In that order most of the time. So why can't we be friends? Tectone and Soul, you need to settle this disagreement. I'm a vegan. I ain't got no beef with him. If not for yourself, then do it for Flip. And if at the end of it all you still can't see eye to eye, then it seems I failed as a middleman. And I don't really care because it doesn't involve me and I'm just milking Tectone for content at this point. Pause. Uppercase W for Flip, lowercase w for Soul, and very common L for Tectone. I unsarcastically hope that by the time this video goes live, the beef is squashed. But if it's not, Tectone, kid, you're just...
Whoa, too easy. Sonic, come on, step it up.